Hi, I'm Corey with B91 Entertainment News, and I am here with Shaun Fleming. And welcome.
Yeah,
Thanks for
thanks
coming
for having
in.
me.
How was your drive?
It was nice.
It was
Warm,
nice?
yeah. Indiana's beautiful.
Yeah. So, what were your first impressions of Fort Wayne?
I we just rolled in, but
Okay.
it looks beautiful. There
Yeah.
was a lot of nice car lots.
hmm There's a lot to see. Besides that, like one thing you should check out is like Coney Island.
Yeah.
I think you should try and like if you have like a breaker or something in between, like they're open till 11, so you should definitely hop
Someone
over
told me
there.
that Fort Wayne is on the up and up. Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like definitely.
Getting hipper
It's
by the second.
yeah,
That's
it's
cool.
getting hipper by the second.
Awesome.
It's like a music it's like a music hub. Like
Cool.
it's becoming one, and that's kind of where we're coming in, getting
Yeah.
more exposure and everything like that. But okay, so I want to start talking about your album Everybody's a Good Dog and what the title means.
Sure. That's actually something that my dad used to say. Well, my dad and my stepmom, they rescue animals, a lot of dogs, and so there's always a whole bunch of animals in the house. So every time that he would come home, you'd have this like wall of fur that would kind of attack,
Hmm.
and he would, we would know he's home because he would just yell like, "All right, everybody's a good dog. Everybody's a good dog." And I was up north in Minnesota, and I was trying to figure out this album to me was sort of like a family album. I did the first one on my own, so I wanted to use as many friends this time around and other players that I really respected. So, as a sort of family album in my head, I wanted to have sort of a family title, and that kind of came to mind when my oldest brother was doing an impression of my dad by the fire.
Okay. Nice. I like that. Besides like it being more, friend oriented, what is different about this album compared to your first?
It's far more produced. This is sort of what I had envisioned for my first record. I mean that the very first record, My Friend Fish, that was done more like how someone just records demos in their spare time, and that's what it was. I was living in New York. I had just moved there, didn't know anyone. I was sick, and I just wanted to record because that's what I like to do in my spare time. And those recordings made their way into the hands of Western Vinyl, and they wanted to put it out as a collection as this album. So I really wanted to do something that was lush and big sound and fully produced, and this was sort of my baby. This is me going into a record knowing I was putting out a record.
Got it. Cool. And that's something that I kind of felt too, like listening to them. I definitely felt that difference. So you write all of your own music?
Yeah.
Okay. Where do you draw your inspiration from when you write songs, and what's your favorite part about the process?
Um, I from a lot of things. I mean, life in general. That first album especially was just a lot of things that I was witnessing. The weird people running outside my house and uh, dead dogs on the side of the road driving to New York to live. And like just stuff like that. But I mean, I'm inspired by other musicians, art, um, travel. That always sends a shock of inspiration to me. Maybe that's why I'm so flighty and I keep moving around a lot.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, new album, new town.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's talk about Bloomington then. And I know we kind of talked about this on the phone too, but what really drew you to move to Bloomington, Indiana?
Well, a couple of things. I mean, one, it reminded me a lot of where I grew up, which is a place called Agora Hills in Southern California, like an hour north of Los Angeles. Um, and it's a small town, and I had been moving around a lot, just touring. So it's always city, 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 city. So I really needed to kind of get out of New York and get into a place that wasn't a city when I got off the road. And Bloomington had, like we talked about, like a really great music scene, and I already had a pretty good support group because the Secretly label is based there, and me drumming with Oxygen, I already knew so many of the people there. So it was an easy transition, and I met my partner Melinda out there, and like all those things, it just was a no-brainer. So as soon as a place opened up, I was like, that's it. This is it. Opportunity is knocking.
Yeah. So how long have you been in Bloomington then? And what are some things you do like when you're not touring, when you're not practicing your music? What do you do there?
Um, I do a lot of nothing, which is pretty great.
I mean, you mentioned the Black House. I
Yeah,
don't know if that's.
yeah, Blockhouse Studio is great. I mean, I find myself over there a lot. But I mean, my life kind of revolves around music a lot. Like when I'm not playing, I'm out seeing friends' shows at the Blockhouse or at the Bishop or the Bluebird, and just kind of writing and jamming with friends. I mean, all these guys that are playing with me now, they're all Bloomington guys, so we play together and record, and I mean that's kind of like what I like to do. When I'm not on the road, I don't feel like I'm, working, so I can kind of just play around a little
Got
bit more.
you. So
Yeah.
your life's just music, right?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, I do like to get out and like hike and walk around a
Okay.
lot. I mean, Bloomington is a really beautiful place. Um, but that's pretty much it. Now it's summer, so I can get back in the lake.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a lake you go to, or?
Yeah, Lake Monroe, I believe is the lake, and Lake Lemon. Those are two
Okay.
really fun places
Have
to
you been
go.
in are those in Indiana?
Yeah, they're
Oh,
in
okay.
Bloomington.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so they're
Cool.
really close by and
Yeah, there's
just
tons of lakes around here.
yeah,
Tons, yeah.
that's
And then
awesome.
you can go up to like Michigan. It's like what, an hour or two away. So that's always really fun
I got
too.
my little anchor tattoo there. That's how
Oh,
much I
really?
love the lake. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. So before you perform and everything, do you ever get nervous, or what are kind of your feelings that you experience before you perform?
Sure. Well, I mean, nervous, excited, a lot of like anticipation. You get that nervous energy, so a lot of running around and I mean, it's not as um, intense as it was when I first started. That's for sure. And it really helps having. I mean, I trust my guys so much. So if I'm having a bad night or if I'm messing up or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they are solid as a rock. So that makes it easy. Having a good group of guys, but yeah, I think that's part of the fun of playing that excitement, and I think that would be a shame if you sort of lost that completely.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just become
Yeah.
work.
If you didn't feel anything before, then
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah,
what's the point?
yeah.
And I wanted to ask you too, because I know you travel a lot and you do a lot of touring. What is like one of the most like a memorable quote or like words to live by that you've kind of picked up from your lifestyle of travel?
I think the road and touring and just the music career can really get people down. It took me, I mean, I released the first record in 2013 and I graduated high school in 2006 and I was working that whole time unsuccessfully to start a career in music, to start. I mean, I was even having trouble putting a band together and writing. I mean, so just keep, if it's what you want to do and it's what you love to do, I mean, you're going to suck at it for a long time and you'll know you're bad at it and you just keep doing it and one day it'll just click and things will work out. And if you really are, trying hard and you're practicing and you just keep going, like you can do it. So just don't stop.
Don't stop.
Don't stop.
I like that one. So, and then I want to kind of get back. I know you mentioned that your voice was your very first instrument.
Mm-hmm.
Was your family musical at all, or where did that kind of inspiration come from to get you to sing?
Yeah. My dad especially. I mean, he is a big music advocate. He played drums for a long time. Um, Even got a chance to play with Donovan once, and we always he had this acoustic guitar around the house, and that was the first guitar I ever got to play. Um, and he was and still is very supportive of the arts and just me being involved in music. And I can say I learned like how to harmonize from him, like all my musical basics were kind of instilled by him. And my brother made these little records when he was in high school too, and in middle school. And those are really fun. They're very kind of like if Weird Al was more into rapping, Like it was, I mean, it was really cool stuff. So I mean, yeah, like definitely a musical family, creative family.
Are you excited for the show tonight?
I'm really excited to play
Yeah,
tonight.
I'm glad
Yeah,
you're in Fort Wayne. It makes me really happy that
yeah, it's
you
gonna be
get to
nice
experience the brass
to
rail.
kick off the summer tour right here
Mm-hmm.
in Fort
Yeah,
Wayne.
we're really excited and we're really glad you came and did this interview with us.
Yeah, well,
Thank you so
thanks for
much.
having me.
So if you want to find Diane Coffee's music, you can find it on our website, beyond91.com.